It wasn't to get in trouble with the police. It wasn't to be a menace to the area. It wasn't to, you know, continue a tradition of self-destruction. It was to build. And so all the obstacles and everything we went through for being misjudged and misunderstood, you know, it didn't stop us.
What message do you give so people can maybe see things in a different light?
I mean, I feel like, you know, we got a common enemy, you know what I'm saying? So I don't feel we got time to be beefing. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. That's divide and conquer, you know what I'm saying? That's Willie Lynch, you know what I mean? We got a common enemy in these capitalists that's taking control of our assets and colonizing what we doing. As far as rap music, as far as our continent we came from, our culture and all that, like, we got a common enemy, so we ain't got time to have issues amongst ourselves. The same as well as a black on black.
Today we're gonna represent the life and the legend of Nipsey Hussle that gave us so many gems, so many opportunities. I just wanted to show you guys what he did for the world and what he did for our people.
Vector 90, it opened up the day before my album release.
Okay.
So it's a 5,000 square foot. It's 2 levels. The top level is called Vector 90. The bottom level is called Too Big to Fail. And the top level is a co-work space for any inner city entrepreneurs. So kind of like WeWorks, where you can go rent an office space. It's a shared space.
You have a desk, you got phone.
Yeah, you know, and it's also a synergy of creatives, because while you at the coffee table, you might run into somebody that does something that you don't do, build relationships. So we kind of drew from that model, but we based it in my neighborhood, you know what I mean, which is like South Central LA, the Crenshaw district. You're gonna have priority if you come from the area. And so to start, there's 8 entrepreneurs that rented out the space, and each office is, you know, they home base for their business. So it's basically an inner city co-work space, and in the bottom half is a science, technology, engineering, and math center, which is basically the skill set you need to go into Silicon Valley. And it was an
Jobs of tomorrow talk.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah, for sure.
Not only was he a leader, he gave us his own definition of what a man was that I think everybody, especially the youth, should hear.
The definition of being a man, that's a long one, but I think what it boiled down to is just being thorough. And you know, I read in the Bible that women and children can be careless, you know what I mean? Men can't be careless. So I think being thorough and whatever the opposite of carelessness is, define what being a man is at the core.
One of Nipsey's most important influences on him was his big brother, Black Sam. Thank you, Black Sam, for helping the leader that we saw today of a Nipsey Hussle, so the youth and the young men could know what a man looked like. And here's a few shout outs from Nip himself.
Trying to pursue this music thing. The clothing store is actually an idea of my brother's. My big brother, he always saw opportunities where other people might not have, and he was like, you want to start a t-shirt store. And it evolved from there.
But I always was passionate about music. I always had a big brother that was a good example and role model of a hustler.
Yeah.
And somebody that had integrity and just a strong backbone, so I wouldn't go too far left of, you know, just principles that I think kind of kept me safe.
Yeah.
Like I ain't believe in just the overly ignorant. My brother, Black Sam, he's a monster. You know, I don't know nobody like him. You know what I mean? He's a cold grinder. You know what I'm saying? So to have him on the team, that's like a cheat code. You know, he worked 7 days a week. He the one run the shop. He the one do all the payroll for all the employees, do all the keep the inventory stocked, as well as wrote video treatments and, you know, be on set. Editing videos. He wear 15 hats. He do what it needed. He do everything that need to be done. Put money in when it's time to pay people, and, you know, he wear all hats. You know what I mean? And he ain't never been a yes man. Me and him, we almost fight every time I make an album. You know? In real life, we almost go to blows. We might wrestle and choke each other because I don't know, we want to hear that shit, but it's always honest. You know.
You know, I had to shout out to the beautiful Lauren London for holding her black man down. And shout out to all the black women that's holding their man down no matter what, even after death.
Bear with me, y'all. His soul was majestic. He was the strongest man that I ever knew, a gentle father, a patient leader, a divine light. He was brilliant. He researched everything. completely self-taught, constantly seeking knowledge. He would go to bed and listen to these audiobooks in his headphones, and I would tease him, but that really is what I thought was the coolest ever about him. And he would wake up in the morning and play music for the kids and light a sage and burn it around the house and just make sure that our energy going outside would be uplifted and that we could handle the day. You know, my pain is for my 2-year-old that probably won't remember how much his dad loved him. This is something that, you know, I don't really understand, but I know that Aramis always used to say that you can't possess people, that you experience them. And I'm so honored and blessed that I got to experience such a man.
I appreciate you, Nip, for showing me everything that as a man and also as a leader needs to have. Patience, a well-sounded mind, and also a family, and always stand on code of principle. This is your appreciation video.